Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to the Dark Souls livestream series. We are returning to our pure bow build character, and I think I've set up everything correctly for this recording, as far as I'm aware. Oh, yes, I do need to, well, not have the cursor there to start with, but I do need to open my laptop so that I may monitor the chat. God damn it. Yes, we do try to do these things before going live, but this is not going to be a huge distraction. Okay. Now, we just arrived at Anor Londo at the end of the previous video. We used all of our souls that we had acquired from the Iron Golem. We used them both to level up and also to acquire large Titanite shards, and we made use of them in the Undead Parish to actually fully upgrade our Black Bow of Thaddeus. Now, it's not fully upgraded in the end game sense, but it is fully upgraded in the sense that we cannot at this time upgrade it further. So, yeah, I'm happy that we managed to do that before getting here. I would have been able to make do, probably, with a +6 or whatever Black Bow that I had going through Sen's Fortress, but it would have really sucked. The reality is that I was doing pretty poor damage during Sen's Fortress, which can only mean that it would be even less here. So, I am glad that I have an appropriately leveled bow for this area. From this point on, I'm going to be increasing bow damage by working on the dexterity stat. The dexterity stat has not been, I suppose, neglected. It is at 33. I'm happy with my vitality and my endurance. I think I'm going to leave them there until I get dexterity to 40, which is to say that dexterity will be the priority for a number of levels going forward. Today is a public holiday in Australia. It is Australia Day, so I may even do 2 recordings. We'll see. Not necessarily of Dark Souls, but I will allocate some time to recording today. Probably should have started off by sniping you a little bit. That would have been appropriate. See, that positioning was really awkward. Damn it. Now, there are certain things that work and certain things that really don't. Oh, no. And certain things that really don't when you choose to aim with the targeting system with a bow. Enemies can move in such a way as to thwart whatever you're doing. Damn it. You fucker. It is worth mentioning, of course, that when I'm... Oh, whoops. The game sort of started there. It is worth mentioning that I'm not really used to the intricacies of the process. So, that is to say, I'm a bit rusty when it comes to using the bow in this way, in a very aggressive fashion. There we go. Good fun, though. I'm enjoying this build. Also, I've come to the realization that I'm likely to start the Dark Souls 2 livestream series much sooner than I had initially expected. I think it wouldn't exactly, I guess, inhibit my ability to record this, because I don't think I'm going to feel like I want to record so much Dark Souls 1 anyway. So, I think recording Demon Souls, this game, and Dark Souls 2 all at the same time is perfectly reasonable. Even if I were to... It doesn't matter when I record Dark Souls 2, it will always be that way. Because I'm never going to stop wanting to record Demon Souls and Dark Souls. Admittedly, I haven't done anything of Demon Souls in a long time, but that's because I need a bit of a break from it. I've played a bit too much of that game. I definitely look forward to the time when I can play the remake. But for the moment, yeah. Insofar as playing the original game is concerned, I probably am, even now, not in the mood to play it. 2 arrows to kill these guys. I happen to also have ranged capabilities, my friend. What the fuck is going on with you? Maybe I missed him with that second arrow and I misunderstood the situation, I don't know. I saw his shadow appear briefly here, which was funny. HP support assistant is not required at this time. If you could go away. You're kind of covering my chat. You're covering all of my 0 messages, thank you. So, going through this part of the game is not challenging for me anymore, irrespective of the build that I'm running. But it is worth mentioning that if you've got a bow, it's even easier. Well, maybe that timing was a bit silly. Now, if I wanted to be really stupid, I could roll across. There was a time when I used to... Well, I've mentioned this before, I don't really want to sound like a broken record. I don't want to say this every single time I cross here. But I will mention it one more time and then never again. I did in the past run across these rafters at full speed. Not just like this, but actually like this. And, you know, making all the turns like that. It was a way to maintain enjoyment through many, many playthroughs of this game that I was undertaking at that time. You fucker. I don't mind taking that. I can take that hit. But yeah, these painting guardians can be a little bit tricky. The way in which they behave can cause trouble. I did intend to roll there, but for some reason the game did not accept my circle button input. I literally pressed the button and the game was like, nope, you didn't press that button. So that was a concern, definitely. Anyway. I don't know if you can hear the sound of my... well... See, this is somehow immersing me in the gameplay. I'm not into controller vibration. It doesn't do anything for me. I'm sure I can turn it off, but... and in fact I will. But seriously, controller vibration, especially during cutscenes, just do not do anything for me. You know, you get that constant controller vibration. If you want to enjoy yourself, you put it down your pants, but outside of that, it achieves nothing and contributes nothing. I'm not too impressed with you. I didn't mean for that at all. Finding him here is not desirable. What the fuck? He misses at point-blank range. Alright, now I'm in trouble. I can't fucking see anything. These gargoyles have the habit of sort of jumping to go around you, but they're also on top of you, so it becomes very disorienting. See that? I don't know what the fuck he's doing when he's jumping over me like that. Where is he gonna land? Hello. T-800. Anyway. So apparently all that I had left was the shield and the halberd to acquire. Number of Estus is appropriate, adequate. And number of arrows is also perfectly fine. So we will continue on. I don't want to take on these guardians. Are they called guardians? Well, giants, I guess you can call them, but... I guess I can call it a giant. If you could stop. But I think what I'll do is I'll retreat into here, which gets them to leash. I think that would be a better way to deal with the situation. Just saves me time. I don't think I'm doing much damage to them, so... yeah. I'm gonna try to take you guys on one at a time. There we go. Now, what I used to do, back when I would take on an Orlando with rather limited damage, is I would actually shoot them with the bow with the intention of knocking them off. With any bow that I happen to have on hand. In this case, I'm actually dealing good damage with said bow. Hello. Think you might be shielded by that? No, actually. Fortunately not. Their spears are of course very long, but my range is still superior. Apparently I just gave you an idea for a particular build in Dark Souls 2. I'm happy to be offering you inspiration. There's another case of hitting multiple enemies with one arrow. I still don't truly understand that. The arrows do not have that sort of piercing function. It sort of looks like they do, but they don't. There is actually a form of splash damage that occurs when an arrow impacts an enemy. And if there's an enemy standing right next to that impact, they can be hit as well. It's really bizarre. Anyway. Penetration action. Alright. Notice how quickly they readjust their aim. It's kind of incredible. Alright, one more from you. So, under these circumstances... Oh, I hate it when he does this. Starts shooting you from this distance. Oh. Now that is what you would call a partial parry, but not so partial that it failed to actually work. So this would be an example where I am willing to use a non-bow. Hopefully you guys don't take that as a cop-out, but I'm not so desperate to maintain the pure bow build formula that I'm going to risk death in that way. That is the worst place to die in the game, pretty much. Not literally the worst, but it's pretty bad. I don't have much of an interest in that. Okay. So, what should I do? I've got a few souls on hand. Just thinking about how I want to approach Anor Londo right now. Taking on the boss should be fine. I have enough arrows for that. Plenty of arrows, in fact. I won't seek to summon Solera at this stage. I don't think that would be helpful. In other words, I'm not going to consume one humanity and... Well, no, actually, I don't need to consume any humanity. I'm already alive, so that works rather well. I think what I will do, though, no, I will consume humanity, and I'll tell you why. It's so that I can kindle that bonfire a little bit, you fuck. Imagine if he killed me. I'd be pretty pissed off if that happened. I fucking hate you and your shield, honestly. It would be totally unhelpful to die to this Silver Knight. The spear-wielding ones are particularly annoying with their shields. I literally can't hit him. Unless he does that, of course. Which is welcomed. Sunlight metals. I always find it funny when these... when the garbage on the ground starts to roll on its own. This place is fucking haunted. But yes, I will kindle the bonfire. By using one humanity. Using the twin humanity for that purpose is only really helpful if you are hollowed. I'm not hollowed. Are you kidding me? So remember when I talked about that scenario where I'll be stuck at the What? Well, it didn't consume my humanity, at least. I'm happy to see that. I thought I might have triggered the glitch where I'm sitting at the bonfire with no menu and being unable to sit up from it. That usually happens after the kindling, but in this circumstance, I guess I started the kindling too quickly, and then my character was just confused and didn't know what to do. I don't know if I'd want a Dark Souls remake, but I suppose if Blue Point have proven themselves with Demon Souls, and I still haven't really been able to make that determination, then I guess maybe Dark Souls could be remade by Blue Point. But the thing is, and I've heard this from people who played the original Demon Souls, that visually the new Demon Souls just doesn't have any of the atmosphere of the old game. It's all about the pretty graphics, and yeah, there's a certain... I don't know, I can't really describe it, especially because I haven't played the game. I don't really know how to communicate subtleties that I have not myself witnessed. But yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a good thing to have super pretty graphics. It was important for Demon Souls because it had to look considerably better than what it was being remade from. And it also was a launch title for the PS5. You're not going to have a launch title for the PS5 looking anything less than phenomenal. That sort of thing's very important. See, I'm not happy with the fact that I'm at 9 Estus Flasks, and I'm feeling like I need to heal again, and I'm not even close to the boss, so we're going to try that again. Well, no. You say everything was still there, but again, everyone experiences games differently. You might not have felt the same way about the atmosphere in the original game, so that might not have been important to you. As much as I would like to take you on with that argument, I can't contribute because I didn't play the game, but yeah. Managed to kill him without much difficulty. I would love it if it came to PC, that would be great. Oh, the camera doesn't like it in here at all. The camera's like, ugh. I used to be able to get this first try. It's not hard, it's actually much easier than it looks. Or perhaps it's about as easy as it looks. The thing is, it doesn't look hard, but it's... yeah, it's actually pretty easy. But I'm struggling with it at the moment, apparently. Fuck's sake. There you go. I will open the shortcut. That is important to me. Now to deal with you. I really don't like the spear guys when I'm using a bow. It's not fun at all. Come on. Drop your guard, please. Thank you. Woohoo. Me no likey. Why did I just say that? Anyway. I suppose I can live with this health, probably. What I will probably have to do, and it's only something that I do if I'm almost assured of my victory, is I will actually equip humanity to use that to heal in the boss room. Because sometimes I won't have enough Estus Flasks. And again, if I'm certain that I'm going to succeed, I will expend the humanity so that I can get to the end of the fight. I didn't know... oh, I see. Yeah. I think you're referring to Guinevere. Because I don't think Gwendolyn has a big ass. But it's possible, I guess. Oh, fuck off, you absolute dick. Fuck off. See, I don't need to deal with all of you. That really is not needed. I suppose what I can do is make my way to the fog, and hope that Solaire doesn't waste his time with those enemies over there. I really don't need that. If it becomes a situation where he loses way too much health in trying to get here, I will actually send him away, and then try it again. He is losing a bit of health, as you can tell. And he's not rolling in the right direction. Now he is. Fucking Solaire, seriously. The reason why I don't kill all the enemies first is precisely because those enemies take a lot of time to die. Alright, let's see how we go. Start with Ornstein. You dick. See how he prolongs the attack? Just to fuck me? Hi, Smo. Oh. That was an attempted charge that was actually prevented by Smo's fat ass. Oh my god. I couldn't see Ornstein behind the fat guy. Whoa! Hello. That is the game choking. Ow. My damage isn't too great with the bow. I can attack from a distance, so I'm not too worried about being at risk of taking damage from Smo. Whoa, you are faking me right now. Hello, Juvenator. No comment. See, I should have rolled to the side instead of away. Ornstein does prolong his attacks a little bit, so you can oftentimes roll just a little bit too early. I will have to revive myself again, frustratingly. Yeah, the stutter is not great, is it? What I can possibly do... it's just because I haven't actually turned off my PC in a long time, so what I can possibly try to do is reduce the number of processors running on my computer right now. OBS tends to fuck with my games a little bit, so just gonna close a few applications and hope that that makes a difference. Generally it wouldn't be an issue if I had, you know, just launched my PC, but if it's been running for, you know, weeks at a time, it tends to shit itself. How about I close OBS? It'll be faster then. Alright. So, what am I doing? Reverse hollowing. Which again will require the opening of the level up screen before I sit up. Otherwise I will be stuck at the bonfire. Again, I have no desire to demonstrate that glitch because it's annoying to relaunch the damn game. I don't want to do that. Any enemy with a shield is obviously going to be annoying with a bow. Fuck off. See, I'm not doing this. I will rest at the bonfire. The only way that I'm going to continue from this point is if I can get through the Silver Knights without taking damage, or at least the first one. If I can't get through the first one, I'll go sit back at that fucking bonfire and try again. I can coax you into attack, that helps me out quite a bit. Well, it turns out that if I'm facing away from the enemy, the character will not automatically reposition himself with a 180-degree turn. You saw that he actually needed to adjust himself twice there. I didn't actually move the character myself, all I did was draw the bow. That's all I did. And he actually drew it once, was like, fuck, I can't aim from here, and then he had to turn himself around then draw it a second time. Needless to say, that really is not efficient. Hello. Fucking spear asshole. Yes, I know, you've got a shield, and you're using it well. You're also quite successfully pissing me off. Yes, the gaming journalists were going on about how, oh, From Software have to make Elden Ring look a whole lot better now. The pressure's on. Oh. Who gives a fuck? Elden Ring will look great. If it doesn't look as good as Demon's Souls, I don't care. Maybe some people care. Gameplay always takes precedence over the way it looks. Always will. Always has been that way. I hate you, spear asshole. I'm just not used to fighting them in this way. I think that's what it comes down to. You see, I'm in this situation where I can't draw the bow fast enough if I'm waiting to see if they're going to give me an opportunity. I'm just sort of standing there with my bow at the ready. And what did I lose in the boss room? I think it was 17,000 souls that I lost in the boss room. Whatever. I don't fucking care. It's a sad state of affairs when I'm sort of struggling to actually get to the boss. Anyway. I just have to grit my teeth and keep going. That is the soul's way. And I will also become more accustomed to how to best fight them with a bow. I don't think trying to roll behind them would be helpful. I'm starting to understand why it might be appropriate to use, for instance, a composite bow. Or a compound bow, I think it's a compound bow. Anyway, whatever it is, whatever the fucking bow that... I always say composite bow and then I think it's actually compound. I don't know. Whatever the bow that allows you to draw faster is, I see the benefits of that. And I may actually get that. Actually, no, I'm playing a game where you can only have 2 weapons in one hand. Unless... Oh, fuck off, you absolute waste of space. What I could do is actually have a crossbow in the left and another bow in the left hand. There's nothing stopping me from having a bow in the left hand. It doesn't have to be in the right. I hate you. In case you needed me to present to you a personal evaluation of your character, you suck. I hate your shield so much. I also hate your range. Your range, coupled with your ability to shield my arrows, is just fucking irritating. To the extreme. Holy shit, okay. I'll coax you into an attack, and yeah. We're just gonna waste all our Estus fast. You know what? I know the solution to this. What am I doing to myself? I mean, I'll kill you, I don't mind, but... not such that I die, of course. I'm willing to heal myself. The best thing for me to do at this stage is to run through the enemies. There's no fucking reason for me to waste all this time, and all these arrows, really. That is the biggest concern of mine. It's the grossly wasteful expenditure of arrows. I don't need that right now. Okay. Try to coax you into those attacks. Seems that I do have time to draw my bow when coaxing him into those attacks. You coax him into it by standing close to him. He doesn't really go for the thrust as much when you stand close to him. Now, I might regret keeping him alive, we'll see. The reason why I'm returning to the bonfire is because I've consumed 3 Estus flasks. No, it's not the short bow, it's, well, the short bow. No, I don't think the short bow draws faster. Hello? I wanted to roll, not jump. The problem is, if you want to roll after you've just been running, unfortunately, due to the nature of double tapping circle to perform a jump, you'll just jump instead of roll. It's just what happens. You got me right up the arse, as you say. Ugh. What I really don't want is for the Silver Knight with the great bow to actually pursue me. I really don't want that. See, I'm not intending on jumping here. Okay. How's Soler going? Is he doing alright? He's not doing alright. Is this what happens if I'm not close to him when he's summoned? It is. He's just going to stay where he is and then wait for me to come to him. Oh my god. Unless he's wasting his time with that Silver Knight. Alright, get the fuck over here, man. I've drawn these giants right to the goddamn door. Alright. Need to equip humanity. Please. Oh, yeah, he's actually taking a sensible route to get here, unharmed. Alright. Hopefully he gets his ass in here ASAP. Shooting at that distance probably isn't that smart. Whoops. Fucker. Fucker. Now at that distance I'm starting to... Oh no, I didn't really lose damage on that. I don't know if you saw that, but Smo swinging his hammer actually caused my arrow to be blocked. What an asshole. Whoa. Just, you know, drop 95% of my frames. It's not a problem at all. I mean, you can tell based on how smoothly the game's running here versus a stutter of that magnitude. That has everything to do with game optimization for PC. It's not well optimized at all. This is why it needed a remaster, you see. Even with DS Fix, you can't really get past that issue. Well, Soler's helping out quite well. And there we go, we're up to stage 2 of the fight. That was really weird, I was in mid-roll. Alright, come on. Good day. What? Did not make contact with him. I'm kind of concerned about that hammer, and Soler's dead. I'm concerned about the hammer because I don't want it to block my arrows at any point, which it might be able to do quite successfully. I'm glad that I can shoot from a distance because it basically means that I don't have to worry about that big arse slam attack. I can be assured of the fact that I'll be out of his range and I'll certainly be able to close the distance fairly effectively with the Darkwood Crane Ring flip. As I said in the past, it's very important that I go bow only for... Oh god. It's very important that I go bow only for the bosses. Are you fucking kidding me? I knew it. Never mind, I managed to get out of there, even then. I wasn't sure what the fuck was going on with all that. Crap! I can't fucking see shit, man. Well, I mean, I can see everything, I can't feel the gameplay, because there are certain scenarios where I'm just losing all of my frames. It's ridiculous. You want to see an exploit? This is an exploit. This is the meta game, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you really want to fight Smo. You know how they fix something like this? By making it so that you can't get your arrows over it. That's how they fix it. They never did. Come on, man. Having trouble? Can't get past it? I'll be a little less stupid. Oh god. Okay, he's on a mission. He's upset about being made out to be a fool. Good night. I do love that the act of him dropping the hammer as he dies creates the sound of the hammer falling. I like that. Stop shitting yourself, game. Please. It would make my life a whole lot easier if you could not do that. Currently sitting on 54,000 souls. That will be increased by way of the consumption of Soul of Smo. I have no need for it. Needless to say, I will not be crafting Smo's hammer in this particular build. It is a her, and I do forget that, yes. So one thing that I will do is actually, I had actually forgotten about this until now. What I will do is restart the live stream. I need to handle something. What will happen is stream will go down for maybe 3 minutes, I'd say, and then it'll start up again in a moment. Actually, what I will do is I'll handle my level up first. Soul of Smo. I do always have to report my, how do I say, souls to you, because I'm always covering the souls counter. So we're at 66,000. We can level up a decent number of times. I will again put that entirely into dexterity. Our priority at this stage is dexterity until it reaches 40. And then, well, after that, what do we want to focus on? Probably vitality. The thing is, endurance is obviously important, because we do consume endurance as we shoot our bow. But I think vitality would be good as well, at least to 25, maybe vitality to 25, and then after we've reached 25 vitality, I would have to make a decision as to what's more important, endurance or dexterity at that stage. We'll just have to see. But for the moment, that's our level 50. That would be quite ridiculous, T800. Alrighty. I'll be with you guys, well, for those watching live, I'll be with you in about 3 minutes, I would imagine. But for those of you who are watching the VOD, it'll resume basically immediately because the 2 recordings will be fused into one. I will see you in a moment. We are back. Just need to ensure that everything is fine. Okay. With this setup, oh whoops, I didn't intend to do that. With this setup, I actually often use my closed laptop as something of a large mouse pad. But it doesn't really work when my laptop's open, but I have to open it again to be able to monitor the chat, unfortunately. Anyway, so yeah, I think we've taken care of our level ups. We fortunately didn't need to consume humanity at all during that fire. I don't think it would have been a huge waste. We probably wouldn't have needed to use more than 1 or 2 if it were necessary, but yeah, in the end we didn't actually end up healing much, if at all, during that fight. I think it might have been maybe 2 Estus flasks. I'm not sure. Not 100% on that. I will refresh Twitch so that I can make sure that I've got a proper and accurate feed of the chat. Because I did put my laptop into standby as I closed the lid. Okay, let's go and speak to the woman. It's hard to resist when she says, "Come hither." I mean, who has her saying, "Come hither," and you're like, ew, no. Right, I shall kneel.
Oh.
And there we go. I don't really know if this marks the halfway point of the game or not. I guess I can skip her text. I don't know if this really marks the halfway point of the game. I suppose it does, maybe. I haven't really worked out the exact halfway point. It doesn't really matter. At the very least, the acquisition of the Lord Vessel does come with additional... Oh, wait. I do have... Oh, no, I don't. Scratch what I just said. Thought I had something open, but I don't. In other words, I did close things before to have the game run better. Thought I'd open something again. What was I saying? Yeah, it doesn't really matter what the halfway point is. All I can say is that we do have the added convenience of warping functionality now that the Lord Vessel is in our hands. Now, unfortunately, as I did mention in, I think it was the previous video, yeah, I got a lot done in the previous video. Because I did not rest at the Daughter of Chaos bonfire, it will unfortunately not appear as a warping option. That is unfortunate, but at the time it was convenient for me to just use a homeward bone to return straight back to Blighttown. It was a time-saving measure then, which unfortunately has required me to make the journey there manually this time around, but I can live with that. Now, if I can think about what we need to do at this stage, I suppose Sif would be the next boss that we need to fight. I would like to get the very large ember as soon as possible. Just upgrading the Black Bow of Faris to plus 15 will be I suppose a priority. Where are there other Firekeeper souls? We're only at plus 2 right now. I'm going to return to Firelink. I feel like I can think more clearly there. I don't know why. So, I'll talk about what my weapon plan is. I intend to get the Avalon. We do not have access to the Avalon just yet. We will have access to it once we're in the Duke's Archives. Not immediately. We do have to get through the Duke's Archives a little bit before that point. But as far as the other bow, compound longbow I think is what we want. I don't know what it's going to be like. I don't know if we want to upgrade it in the standard way, or if we want to... You know what I could do? I could go and get that Titanite slab from the Stray Demon. I haven't done that yet. So let's take care of that. It gives us something to do. But yes, I'm not entirely sure if I want to upgrade the compound longbow in the regular path, or if I instead would like... I always miss that jump, fuck. Or if I would instead like to upgrade it in a different way, just so that I could have something a little different to the black bow. The only reason why I would have the compound longbow is because it has, as I understand it, faster draw time. In the event that it does, it will be helpful to have that on hand for confrontations such as, for instance, those spear-wielding Silver Knights. Confrontations where I need to find windows of attack that would require a faster, I suppose, fire rate with my bow to be able to take advantage of. Sadly, a regular roll doesn't really work with Darkwood Grain Ring. It does have quite a great distance to it, the Darkwood Grain Ring flip, but not enough to, at least I don't think, enough to make that jump. Incidentally, you don't have to make that jump to get that Soul of a Lost Undead. That is accessible from the beginning of the game, basically. Very good. It's actually easier to make this jump than it looks. There is, and I believe it's unique to the PC version, you actually glitch on this spot here, and you can't actually run up I might have actually encountered that in the Xbox 360 version as well. It is not present in the... whatever it's called. PS3 version. I will curl up like a ball. Could have gone closer to the other eggs, but... I'm clearly the odd one out here. You can actually watch the crow as you do it. He's just down there. He doesn't do anything. He just continues to look around and then the cutscene plays. Okay. Oh, there you go. Dealing enough damage at this distance to be able to kill them. That makes my life easier. I am using a bow. I may as well snipe them if I can. Even 97 damage is sufficient. While they don't have so much health, they definitely hurt. Those flaming torches that they're holding are very annoying. They can deal a lot of damage to you. While I'm here, I may as well pick up everything that I would otherwise pick up. I will get the Peculiar Doll. I will also get... I'll also get the Rusted Iron Ring. That's basically why I got that key before. That key is not a requirement to get here again. But if you're going to come here, you may as well get the Rusted Iron Ring. It would make no sense to just not do that. There's no guarantee that I would need the ring at any point in this particular build. I don't think I'll be fighting the prowling demons in the tar pit. I don't think I'm in need of Demon Titanite. But there may be other situations where it would be helpful. For instance, the lake with the Hydra in the Darkroot Basin. This guy's gonna hurt if he can hit me, so I don't want him to hit me. Now, in terms of... well, there you go, got a Black Knight sword first try. In terms of difficulty, and in terms of that guy's confrontational prowess, let's say, you know, combat proficiency, he's way worse than the Silver Knights, particularly the spear-wielding ones. He was just giving me an opportunity the entire time. Oh yeah, the Prowling Demon is over here. We will be fighting him very soon. He is actually visible from the very start of the game. I suppose that acts as a hint that he's there, but he's not really hidden when you return here. I think you'd be hard-pressed not to end up walking across that breakable floor. I think it's a natural thing to do. Return to the old boss room, and then, in that moment of reminiscence, you fall down and then you're faced with another one. And a much harder one at that. I see your shield is raised. And I timed it rather well, didn't I? Didn't time that one quite right, though. I should have engaged him further up, because now I'm backing into this place, which is probably not a... oh, he's leashing. Oh my fucking god. What happened there is that I couldn't create enough distance, because I ended up rolling into the wall. I'm quite glad that that was the killing hit, or the killing arrow. Killing impact? I don't care what you want to call it. He died, and I'm glad that he did in that moment. Because that would have been a bit awkward otherwise. Oh yes, I was meaning to check to make sure that lighting is fine. Lighting... I think I will make an adjustment. It's very bright outside, very bright. And I think I look a little bit too illuminated, so I will make a brief adjustment to that. I'm also partially... Oh, fuck. Absolutely hate this crap. Okay. My recording setup is not the... not the most well-organised. It's a bit of a mess. If I could have the boom stand slightly less visible, that'd be great. There we go. That's a little more appropriate. And, what else? Shit. Whatever. Okay. I think we can resume. I believe so. Yes. I don't think we can shoot him through here. It'd be pretty funny if we could. Yeah, we can. It does alert him to the fact that we're here, though. It has achieved that. Oh, that's what I was wanting to do. I was wanting to make sure that cicada background noise isn't coming through. I'll check that after this. I do feel sorry for you, but the fact that I can take that hit, by the way, is entirely thanks to the Wolfring and the increased poise from that. That is 40. Can't believe this rock returns. It's an insult. You can get out of here. Then I'll check my background noise situation. Yeah, that is not good. That's bad. So let me fix that. I believe that's an improvement. Okay. Making changes on the fly. That is the nature of a live stream, is it not? See, I can't actually recover from having shot an arrow quite so quickly. I can't just roll immediately after having shot. There is an animation that takes place, or rather the shooting of the arrow, the loosing of the arrow, is a longer animation than it might appear. His arm has to sort of return to his side before I can do anything. So if you watch how his hand returns to his side, or his arm, that is the conclusion of the animation, which means that I do have to wait before rolling. There is the rusted iron ring, and I will stay at this level. I don't really have much in the way of healing wares. I'm only sitting on 3 Estus flasks. I don't think I healed all that much, so I must have actually not rested. No. Yeah, I must not have rested at the Filing Shrine bonfire. I see no other explanation for that. Why did I not roll? What the fuck? I certainly intended to, but it didn't transpire in that fashion. I think I shot him at point blank range there, and it did not do anything helpful at all for my damage. The camera literally moved on its own there. That's called playing like an absolute fucking idiot. In case you wanted a name for that strategy. Or some sort of description of it. You want to be close range, but not the whole time. That is so dumb. No fucking comment. Oh, fuck. Glad I didn't get hit by that. Yeah, patience is the way to deal with this fellow when you've got a bow. See how he is coaxed into doing that attack? That long-range swing of his giant halberd-looking thing? That's not fun. I like that. It's kind of nice that I can see the arrows sticking out of him there. Not good. I didn't know where that was going to appear. Fucking shit. That was my last healing wear. My last Estus flask. So I just have to play properly now. That is the moral of the story. Fuck! Patience. Two arrows here, and close the distance. We don't want the long range swing. It's bad news. And don't get greedy either. There we go. Stray Demon down. For what I believe to be the only guaranteed Titanite slab in the original game. So prior to the Prepare to Die edition. It always takes me a while to find this ladder, I don't know why. I never immediately... Well, no, I have actually, in the past, ended up facing it immediately, but it doesn't happen often. I never rested at a bonfire, so it would actually be faster for me to use a homeward bone at this stage. And that is what I'm doing. Returning here, if you can believe it. Alright. So with that, I didn't really immediately achieve anything of worth, but we do have access to the painted world now, well and truly. And I also have a Titanite slab, which will be useful later on. Are we ready for Sif yet? Oh, I do have 35,000 souls, which I can make use of, that's for sure. So I'll do that. 39, sitting at 326 damage on the bow. Keeping in mind that we will, rather soon, have access to the very large ember, so my hope is that I'll be able to increase the damage of the bow. You know, that really works quite well, doesn't it? My upgrading of the bow from plus 10 to plus 15 will actually coincide with the period of time where I stop upgrading dexterity. So that was not planned, it just worked out that way. So what that means is that I have constantly maintained momentum when it comes to increasing the damage of my right-hand weapon that I'm relying on as my main source of damage. So when I stop upgrading my dexterity, I start upgrading the bow. And then once the bow has reached plus 15, I'll probably be able to start upgrading dexterity again. We'll see how things go. But for the moment, we do have the Lord Vessel, so we don't actually need to kill Sif to gain access to the entirety of New Londo Ruins. What I probably will do is return to Fireling Shrine. I am keeping an eye on my arrow consumption. I really am. I think, going to focus on building souls and purchasing arrows once I drop to 100. But if all I'm doing is farming dark raids, maybe I won't do that. But I'll obviously be careful about my arrows. It won't be the end of the world, I can always switch to the bolder side sword, but that's not going to be amazing, it's only at plus 5 right now. Damage is 214 on that. Basically Drake Sword damage. Unupgraded Drake Sword, I suppose. I'm purchasing... you know what? Oh, They're more expensive than I thought. Okay, I'm purchasing 1 transient curse. Great. That was really worth the journey. Whatever. I need to actually make a decision on my armor. That is very important. So... Oh, hi guys. How are you all doing? I don't want to waste arrows on you, so I'm not going to. Sorry. There's just no reason for me to waste arrows on enemies like you. Pure bow build, I know, but my arrows are worth more to me than using only a bow in such a scenario. So fuck off. We probably should go and pick up that Firekeeper Soul in Blighttown. I know that there's one there. Are there any others that we're missing? Any obvious ones? Not that I can think of right now. I suppose we can always kill the Firekeeper in Anor Londo, but I don't want to. Not right now. I might in the future. In fact, I almost definitely do. Invariably do. Well... But yeah, let's make our way to Blighttown. I'm not going to be coming back this way, I will be using a Homeward Bone to return, so... I'll go and grab that. It's not super important for me to get Estus Flask, excuse me, I was about to say Estus Flask shards, yeah right. That's not even how that works, that's Undead Bone Shard that I'm thinking of. Or whatever, you know what I mean. But basically, getting Firekeeper Souls is not as important now as it will be when I start upgrading my health, which I will be doing soon. So, to preempt that change in priority, in terms of my leveling up, I will get the Firekeeper Soul now, the one that I know that I can get. And then at that stage, we will be able to recover more health with the longer health bar. I think that was a, yeah. That was a large club-wielding man, or more like creature, that has met his demise. I didn't even need to lay a finger on him. Wait, I don't want to go this far down. Shit. I got a bit excited there. That's alright. We want it to be quite far down, but not this far down. I think this is closer to the level that we want to be. No, higher again. I don't trust you fuckers. Are you kidding me? Fuck off. In case you wanted to know, I'm not impressed. Alright. So, I do have Homeward Bones equipped. This is bad news. That's not good at all, I don't like that. Don't Homeward Bone you fuck! You absolute fuck! That was so dysfunctional, I can't even begin to describe what was going on there. So basically I intended to heal. I'd forgotten that I had whipped out my fucking Homeward Bones. I mean, ugh. So stupid, and I was getting terribly flinched by those dogs as well. And then I started having arrows shot at me. What a joke. That was just awful. Let's try that again. Bit of a waste of time, isn't it? I don't have any souls, and I don't have any humanity on that soul, so... on that bloodstain, I should say. So... I'm not too worried about losing it, but seriously. It is a waste of time for me to go all the way back there to try and get that Firekeeper Soul. I don't mind taking time to get it, it is worth it, but if I can get it in one go, it would be a whole lot less of a waste of time, wouldn't it? You have to admit. You have to admit. It's not that important for me to be efficient with my time necessarily, but... I don't want to take this path again when I just took it. Okay. Don't know why I don't take that route ordinarily. Alright, let's see what we can do. Die is what we can do, and waste our time even further. That's what we can do. Hallelujah, mate. Unbelievable. Firekeeper soul? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get. It's very nice of you to mock me in that way, game. Say this is what you should have in your hands by now. After all this time spent. Fuck off. It's ridiculous. You know, when you've played enough Souls, you live with this sort of thing. It's fine. It is terribly frustrating, but you just develop a thick skin. And you put up with it. But the funny thing is, the Souls is only unique in that way. Well, it's not unique anymore, it's become a genre that has exploded in the last, I suppose, 6 or 7 years. But if you think about it, Souls was only unique in how you were expected to play the game in that era, in the modern era of gaming. If we go back to the retro era, back in the 80s and 90s, it was all about constant failure. Persevering in the face of constant failure. And then eventually you'd beat the game. You never achieved that through, you know, oh, I'm going to come in here and just beat it first try. Well, how the fuck did you survive? Did you see that? He actually landed safely over there and then slid off. That's really funny. Hello, Stinger. But yeah, it was this. What I attribute my thick skin to is Souls. But that's only because I didn't play too many of those retro games, you know, those older NES games, where you just had to live with constant failure over and over and over again. I mean, those games were harder than Souls, honestly. Some of them, anyway. So, yeah, Souls being hard is really only in the context of modern gaming. It makes a whole lot more sense to do this. Yeah, I was a very, very casual gamer when I first picked up Demon's Souls when that game came out. And it broke me. Absolutely broke me in two. That game. That's why I fell in love with it. Because I conquered it eventually. And that's a special feeling. And I would say that would be quite similar to that of a person's first game when they played it. Like, you know, when you were growing up in the NES era, and you played your first NES game and you finally beat it, you know, you'd fall in love with the game, wouldn't you? And it would be quite special to you. It's because your success was achieved through great adversity and intense perseverance. Alright. We have our Firekeeper Soul, finally. We have Estus Flask 2+3. So at this stage, I suppose we should make our way to New Londo Ruins and see what we can do. Our objective at this time, there are two objectives. Initial objective being to acquire the very large ember. Second objective is to farm Titanite chunks so that we may upgrade this bow with the very large ember to +15. I will equip transient curses because we are going to go through what I would deem to be the entirety of New Londo ruins. Just short of the boss, killing the boss. We can't actually access the boss just yet, but we can access the whole area. As long as you've got the Lord Vessel, you can access the whole area. I suppose they almost expect you to fall into the abyss and die before finding Sif. That's why you can access this area before killing Sif, basically. Very frustratingly, I can't actually kill these ghosts in one arrow. So that is a bit of a waste. I'm literally using double the number of arrows that I could be using, but again, the entire reason why I'm here is so that I can upgrade my bow. So it's not for lack of trying, but I'm dealing insufficient damage here. Well, I wouldn't call this insufficient necessarily, but it could be better. Only a little bit more damage and I wouldn't have to spend as many arrows. Oh, fuck off. Come to think of it, this is not going to be fun. Dealing with all these ghosts so slowly is going to be hard, actually. This is never worth it, this thing. I'm going to pick it up. Oh no, it is the parrying dagger. It's never worth it. Well, it depends on the build, doesn't it? Actually, come to think of it, I don't like the parrying dagger at all. I remember in my, what I called my rapier build, I was not happy with the parrying dagger at all. I hated the timing for it. I was far more effective when using just a regular parry window weapon, whether it be a shield or even my fist. In the case of the rapier build, I actually had one rapier in my right hand and another rapier in my left, and used the left-handed rapier to parry everything. It looked great. What I'd like to do is pick you fuckers up. Are you kidding me? I hit your skirt instead of your body. Or your dress. Whatever you'd call that. Hello, hi. I'm not going in there. I have to deal with you guys sensibly. If I rush in there and attack all of you when you've pursued me inside the building, we're going to have a serious problem. I was actually given the opportunity to pick that up. I can actually pick it up, that's crazy. That definitely helps me out. But yeah, it's not going to work because I'm not getting out enough damage quickly enough for that to work. There's just no way. But if I can take care of all of you before going into the building, that's going to help a lot. The sun is shining on the ground so brightly that it might even be reflecting in my face. I'm going to check. Oh no, it's nothing too noticeable. So we're under control for the moment. I'm prioritizing the killing of that one. I don't need him to embolden the others. Just play smart and it'll work out in the end. Hello. Okay. There might be some up here. I don't know if there are, but in other words, yeah, they attack me like this. As long as you've got poise. If you don't have any poise, you're in deep shit. But if you've got poise, you can basically keep climbing. Oh, and as long as you've got better than utter shit defense, you'll also be okay. So he has given us the key to the seal. That's what I mean by requiring the Lord Vessel to access the entirety of the area. It gives you the key to the seal if you've got the Lord Vessel. It may very well be the case that if you kill him, you'll be able to pick up the key to the seal, which means that you technically would have access to the entirety of New Londo ruins from the beginning of the game. But that's not advisable, I don't think. Because your damage would be pretty poor at the very start of the game. Even with a pyromancy flame, honestly, you're not going to have enough pyromancy to get through the whole damn area. The pyromancy flame at the start of the game deals pretty good damage to the ghosts, as I recall. But again, you're only going to have a certain number of castings. It's not MP based in this game. If it were, that'd be pretty broken. I'll go this way. Wait. Where would I like to go? Okay, we'll go this way. So that's the boss door over there. I don't want to deal with that right now. I don't want to go backwards from there. That is definitely ill-advised. About here is fine. Actually, it's not. I don't like it here either. Unless I didn't piss off any of the Dark Wraiths positioned elsewhere. Your fucking shield can bugger off, man. These guys are going to be dealing a lot of damage to me, so I'm concerned about that. Okay. Now, if I were to... Hold on. I do happen to have a gold serpent ring to make use of here. If I get hit by them, I'm in trouble. But yeah, would you forgive me if in the process of farming these guys, I actually used a weapon that wasn't a bow? At this stage, ironically, using a bow would be best, because my bolter side sword is unupgraded. I did explain that the bow was the priority in terms of... oh, fuck. In terms of leveling up weapons, but... yeah, I really haven't actually upgraded it since I gained access to the large ember. So... yeah, it might not be helpful after all for me to do that, unless I focus on upgrading it now. I don't know, I'll have to work that out. Hello. You fucker. Now, my timing was good, it's just my aim sucked. Please don't. See, there's nothing I can do, okay? I had 0 poise. I took off my wolf ring, which is the only reason why I had poise in the first place. As soon as he hit me, I'm dead. That's what I meant by that. I think I said that as I equipped the gold serpent ring, that if I get hit, I'm fucked, and that's the reason why. I didn't just stand there and take the hits because I was too stupid to press the roll button. I stood there and took the hits because I was unable to move. My character was heavily flinching in place. That is 0 poise, in effect. And it's not good. It's bad. New Londo Ruins. I do like the blue flames here. I'm not going to be consuming... I just randomly said that and then I decided to talk about something slightly more important. I'm not going to be consuming transient curses here. There's no reason to, because I'm not going to be fighting any of these ghosts. I will run past them and they will not pursue me in such a way that it will necessitate the consumption of transient curse. Or perhaps we could say the activation of. It's technically consumption in that I have a limited number of them and I will expend one to be under the effects of transient curse, but I don't know. It sounds weird to say consumer curse, doesn't it? Come on. Hello. You're the one who fucked me up last time. And you may continue to do that, but I will do what I can to avoid that scenario. Dick. No, I can't do that. I can't stand in front of him with my bow drawn. It's not going to work, and the reason why is because he's not going to flinch out of whatever he's doing. So I would just take the hit. And, yeah, that just wouldn't work at all. It's an interesting sound when you hit him with the arrow. Whoa! Why are you so fast? He's vomiting on me now. If you run well, then stay home. Oh, he's summoning one of those things. Thought he was pulling out his big spear. If you attack them from a distance, they really don't pose much of a threat. There's another one out over that way, on the way to the boss. Okay. So on the other side of that fog gate there is another Dark Wraith, but... Are there two here? Oh god. That sunlight is actually so bright that just it shining on the ground is probably illuminating me right now. Which is crazy. You know, I probably look fairly well illuminated, but that is only thanks to... Well, that is in spite of the fact that I've got a big blanket covering my open window. And there is no light penetrating that, I can tell you. It's called a bush rug. That's what it is. It's an old tartan bush rug. Probably not something you'd find in a store anymore. But maybe, I don't know, they might still make them. It's a scratchy material, it's not nice. It's not nice to touch. It's rather rough on the body if you wanted to use it as a blanket. So we are making our way to the very large ember. It is in this chest over here. We are currently sitting on 5 Time Knight chunks. Jumping Jesus. Well, the time draws near for us to be fully upgrading this bow. Seriously. We're not far away at all. And you know what, I will continue to use this bow as my damage dealing weapon. I'm not going to take the time to upgrade the Boulder Side Sword just to then use that instead of this bow. I think what would make a whole lot more sense is for me to prioritize the Time Knight chunks that I currently have, and the souls that I currently have, to upgrading this bow. That is more logical to me, because I'm not having too much difficulty with using this bow to kill these Dark Wraiths. Actually, no, I will actually kill this one. I was thinking maybe I could go all the way around and then fight that one, but there's no real reason to. Obviously, I'm going to be... That looked like it hurt. Obviously, I'm not going to be fighting him in there. That's a stupid idea. And you're dead. It's of course satisfying to see all those arrows sticking out of him like that. I'm curious as to whether or not there's any sort of reflection on my face from the... There is, it's subtle, and you probably haven't noticed it, but it's bothering me, so what I'm going to do, if you would forgive me, is fix that. Hold on. What did it... There we go. I know it looks like it's considerably darker now, but that has nothing to do with the adjustment that I made. It has everything to do with the fact that just as I did that, the sun sort of went behind the clouds a little bit. Funny timing. Anyway. We'll just make sure that the chroma key settings are appropriate. Whoops. Wrong thing. Once again, live adjustments being made. Well, in actual fact. What is that? See, I don't know what this is. Well, you can't even see it. Anyway, I don't really care anymore. I don't know what it is. There is something that is causing me grief. Oh, live recordings. Recordings that involve a webcam. Bothersome. Okay, I think we're good to continue. There we go. Now, we have a few more dark wraiths to kill. Everything's fine, right? I believe so, yes. What's not fine is the lighting. It's now gone to shit. How am I supposed to do a decent recording? Seriously. It's very challenging. Is the chroma key alright? It's probably not. It's probably all kinds of not alright at this time. Yeah, it's actually fucked. That's what that is. Yay, now I start disappearing. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. That's what I have to live with. Alright, let's stop doing that. Oh, there's a ghost attacking me. Shit. No. Get my cursor off the screen. Okay, well if a ghost is going to attack me, I have to use transient curse, don't I? Hello, ghost. Come back, please. I'll deal with you, and then I'll fight the dark wraiths. I'm telling you, the adjustment that I made has absolutely had no bearing on the current lighting conditions. It just so happened that as I did that, the sun went and fucked off. Why are they disappearing? Why did they appear and then disappear? What the fuck is with that? I'm not impressed. I was very close to falling off the edge there. Can you handle me? Nope. Look at that, right in the face. Looking good. Looking good. See how fast they move? It's a bit weird. I feel like they shouldn't be able to move that fast. I'm out of your range. You saw he tried to whip out his spear. That's what I was afraid of him doing last time I confronted him. Or when I confronted his friend, we could say. Did they have friends? Comrades? Companions? No. Probably not. Now, will this harm the dark wraiths? Possibly, but he was out of range, so I can't tell. I believe it's just environmental damage, so that should affect the dark wraiths. But anyway. And the sun is returning, which will require an adjustment to the chroma key. Come on! Alright. Oh no, the sun's not returning aggressively, but... Fucking shit. Yeah, it can stay as is. Alright. Sorry, I try not to involve you all with my constant adjustments, but it's hard to not, because it actually takes me away from whatever I'm doing. Isn't there another one? Hello. Hopefully I'm still under the effects of transient curse, and I am. Chunk? Yeah. Must be sitting on a few now. Just one more. One more to go. And I do think we will get another one before Homeward Boning back. That is my expectation. Fuck you. So now that I've dealt with those ghosts, I'll be able to kill this one without much difficulty. Oftentimes I do have ghosts that I have to deal with whilst also trying to attack this guy. And it makes for a great deal of frustration. There is another one down here. I think this is the last one, because I killed the other ones that are further down. Oh, you're gonna go that way, are you? He's quite smart. He knows his way around this place. Come on. What's he doing? Hello? He ran away. He was frightened of me. I thought he was pursuing me. Okay. Please? No? I want your chunk. Maybe there's another one here. No, there... No, I did kill you, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's very frustrating. I only need one more, but I have to do another round of this. Very well. If that is what you require of me, then that is what I shall do. Alright. Now I need to make a change to chroma key to ensure that the increased lighting does not cause issues. Not that way, the other way. Okay. Very good. I think. Yes. Hello, Arexian. Sitting on 113 arrows at this stage. My in-ear monitor is being annoying. The one that's not being used. How's the bow build going? Pretty good. I still have to determine what armor set I want to use for it. I'm not going to be using the gold hemp set. This is just something here for the time being for me to be using. But yeah, I am almost about to fully upgrade my black bow of Faris. And I have acquired the Lord Vessel, so my next boss that needs to die is Sif. I would say we are making good progress. I couldn't know. Well, I don't have to snipe you. Oh, you little tricky bastard. It seems that certain enemies react differently when you aim down the sights of your bow. Not that you have sights, I just mean, you know, when you aim in as a function of the game. Instead of as a function of the bow, because there are no sights on said bow. It seems that that causes the enemies to react differently. It's just an observation. Oh, I just pre-ordered a nice statue of Sif that comes out in March, I see. Did you get it from Japan, or what? I suppose that you're referring to a figurine. Because, yeah, you oftentimes pre-order them and then they're still being made. Those things get bloody expensive. There are some inexpensive ones, but they get very dear. I always considered whether or not to collect anime figurines, and then I put my foot down and I said, no, don't you dare even get one. Because if you... Oh, but I have to get some Lena Inverse ones. I have to do that. I still haven't gotten around to it. I will get some Lena Inverse. figurines, you know, the main character of Slayers, but I just don't want to fall into a trap of spending ridiculous money on those things. Because you can. I have enough things that I spend a lot of money on. I don't need that added to the list. Oh, I think I might have pissed off the other Dark Wraith. I didn't. I alerted him to the fact that I was here enough for him to turn around. But he didn't pursue me, and that's kind of creepy. See how he's... Oh, he's looking around. Hello. Oh, he very politely waited until I was finished with his friend. Or maybe it wasn't his friend. Maybe he wanted him to die. The Dark Wraith has honor. I just enjoy seeing all the arrows sticking out of them. I like that. No, look, if you're going to get a figurine, you want an expensive one. Because it makes all the difference. The workmanship involved is noticeably better when you spend good money on it, and yeah. It's something that you're going to have for a while, ideally. So, the nicer it is to look at, the better. Have I not yet picked up a single... Oh no, I did pick up one. So I have enough to upgrade my bow, but needless to say, I will need more chunks than what I require to upgrade this particular bow. So I will continue with killing these Dark Wraiths. He knows. Fuck off, ghosts. Stupid things. Hello. Starting to run low on arrows, finally. I am below 100. You fucker. I didn't know where I was rolling. I've got 37,000 souls. I need to get those back. How frustrating. What I'll do is I'll go and get them back and then I'll return. What a shit show. I didn't know where I was rolling. I had no idea. I'd completely lost sight of where I was. I was entirely focused on the fight. I'd ended up going to where that invisible wall was, I think. Ended up on that walkway and I rolled backwards off it. It is what it is. But yeah. I don't express this nearly enough, but I hate summer. I really do. Summer fucking sucks. Now that I've expressed that sentiment, I'll move on. And suffer in silence. Alright, let's get those 37,000 souls. I will have to contend with one Dark Wraith before I get to them. So, let's not fuck up that confrontation. We have to do this right. What was that sound? Oh, the arrow that I missed actually opened up the secret wall. The invisible wall, whatever you want to call it. That's actually really funny. It was a mistake, I missed. Alright. 38,920 souls. I have at this stage. Goodbye. I don't want to. I'm sitting on 40,000 souls. I don't want to have to come back here. It's stupid. You know, I don't want to be in another scenario where I've lost my souls and have to go back and get them. It's stupid, so I'm going to avoid that. What I will do is I will actually save all of these souls for the leveling up of my bow and the purchasing of more arrows. I don't know if there are arrows that I would want outside of large arrows. I think large arrows are fine. What am I doing? I can warp to the Undead Parish, for God's sake. Alright. Off we go to the Undead Parish. Andre is going to be in receipt of my very large ember. And yeah, large arrows are fine. I don't know if there are arrows that are more damaging that I could easily acquire. You know, I'm using a pure bow build. I can't settle for anything less than a shitload of whatever arrow I'm using, so yeah. I think I'll be able to purchase a decent number after I've upgraded my stuff. I need to modify you to +11. And you shall be reinforced. I am cognizant of the fact that I have lower lighting than before, but I've got to try to ignore it for now. And there is the +15 Black Bow of Faris using the Titanite slab that we had on hand. Our damage with it is currently 390, and it is at an S scaling with dexterity, so there is definitely a lot more damage that we can get out of it from this point. We're at 39 dexterity. We still have 39,000 souls. I think what I'll do, well, should I just use all of them on large arrows, because I'll be finding Sif momentarily anyway, so yeah, we'll do that. 782. Don't have to, well, excuse me, I did actually still have arrows, so we're now sitting on 851. God damn. Hopefully we don't have to worry about arrows again for a long time. I'm sitting on 20 souls, so I've emptied myself. I will not actually rest at any bonfires. I will keep my 10 Estus flasks. And I'll pray that I can get Sif done first try. We'll see. Well, I'm in a situation at this stage where I can probably one-shot you guys. So I don't mind wasting arrows. I've got so many arrows that I don't care. We'll get it done. I see. Yeah, I don't want to have split damage, so yeah, large arrows will do me well. I'm pleased to have you reaffirm my opinion. Well, I guess my impression. And it coincides well with the large purchase that I've just made. The purchase is large both in terms of the amount of souls spent and in terms of the fact that they are large arrows. And I suppose, thirdly, the number of arrows I've purchased. It is large in all respects. Let's see how we have progressed. A bit of time has passed since we were last here, so you can see that I'm dealing a bit more damage to this guy. Have you yet realized that you're not making contact with me? Evidently not. Well, that's one way to fucking die. Just do a pirouette before you fade into obscurity. Okay. I've never seen that, but that was definitely fancy. Bloody hell. That was probably the most epic death I've ever seen in a Souls game, and it's in this game. I thought there was nothing more for me to see in Dark Souls, but there was, and it was that. And I regret nothing of it. Yeah, don't roll away. You're supposed to roll to the side. Fool. Yeah, I'll have to clip that. That was great. Hopefully I remember to do so. Oh, you little fucker. You're not going to heal in my presence. Oh, you're going to hit me with that? You idiot. You lost your mind. Trying to whack me with a talisman. What a fool. Oh, okay. You look like a bit of a barbarian, but you're actually rolling through my arrows like no problem. Like, he didn't roll away from it, he rolled through it. He iframed the fucking arrow. What a bastard. You shit. Sorry, not sorry. Alright. Now we're just going to run to Sif. That is what we shall do. We didn't need a heal at all. So therefore we are sitting on 10 Estus Flasks. At +3. We didn't end up getting to the point where we leveled up our dexterity and then began leveling up vitality, but hopefully this is enough vitality. I guess that's one concern that I have. It is that I have enough defense and health to be able to take on Sif. We'll see. Further to my concerns is the fact that I don't really know how it's going to play out when using bow only against Sif. I haven't done it before, and if I have done it before, I have no recollection of it. So, let's give it a try. Fuck. Don't need any of that. Damage is good. I'm pleased to see that. I mean, the bow is at +15, but keep in mind there is still damage for us to get out of it. With that S scaler. Shit. Okay, I can take a hit. It's about half my health, but I'm surviving anyway. Don't forget, I only have 20 vitality, and I'm using the gold hemp set, so I can't actually upgrade my defense at all. Oh. Just have to time it properly. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. He very clearly telegraphs all of his attacks, and you can just roll through them. It's no problem at all. I wasn't too sure how it was going to play out, but I'd say that was fairly successful. I believe the last bonfire I rested at was Filing Shrine. So let's go there. I do need to actually purchase some Homeward Bones. I'm only at 2 at this stage. We've got Covenant of Artorias at this point. I was at, in the end, a disadvantage because I didn't have the Wolf Ring. I was still at 0 poise that whole time. 47,000 souls. We have no need for Soul of Sif. I've also got these to consume. So we will do some leveling up, but I will purchase up to 10. I'll get 10 Homeward Bones. So I will make a purchase of 8, and then hopefully that will tide me over. I would purchase more. The reason why I'm not going to is because I do want to level up substantially. I don't want to just... Oh, should I purchase 9 so that when I... You know, that would allow me to return to the bonfire with 10. So maybe we'll do that. Hello? There we go. I can afford 95. We're not going to be purchasing 95. Come again if you please. I will do so, but not anytime soon. Alright. Now that's called laziness, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't really need to do that, but I'm being efficient with my time. Alright. So... Again, we're playing the original version. There is no consumption of multiple souls at once. Just have to do it individually. You can't actually open the item screen when you're consuming a soul. Oh no. That's just in Demon Souls, apparently. Oh no. I guess I can't. Whatever. It's inconsistent. Alright, Soul of Sif is being consumed. I don't need it for anything, do I? No. There's no bow that I would want to make with it, no. Just consume it. Give me the souls. We are sitting at this time on 75,201. Which gives me 4 level ups. Okay. That's how we're going to do it. You could see that with 1 point into dexterity, we increased our damage by 6, which is significant. That is the nature of S scaling. It will go down. The soft cap, I believe, to every single stat, irrespective of the scaling of the weapon that the stat would increase damage for, is 40. You're always going to... I mean, it will be less if you're at an A scaling versus an S scaling when you're going beyond 40, but there will always be a noticeable soft cap. So, depending on the sort of build that you're doing, like for instance, if you're doing a PvP build and you want to keep to soul level 110 or even 100, the standard used to be 120 some time ago, but the standard I think changed in 2013 to about 110, and then some people did soul level 100 builds and also soul level 90. I think there were even some soul level 80 and 70 ones, but 100 was the typical if you wanted a lower soul level than the wider majority of people. 120 you were starting to get into New Game Plus characters and there was less traffic, usually. 110 was a very appropriate soul level. So most of my builds were 110. At least by the time 2013 rolled around. Alright. We will finalize that. My armor is still a concern. I need to make a decision on that. I suppose all I can really do is look at a list of armor. But I think what I'll do is I'll have this be the conclusion of the recording. I think I've done enough today. This is the second recording. It only shows that I've been live for an hour and 14 minutes, but that is the second of what will be a single VOD. But, yeah. What I will do before I resume the recording next time, move on to part 14, is I will actually identify an armor set that I'd like to make for this build. I don't want to have the Lord's Blade set. I use that for dexterity builds for some reason. But I have a female character, so I was thinking Lord's Blade would be appropriate, but I don't want to use that. I do want a lighter build. I don't think I even want something medium weight. So, yeah, I just want to be able to roll freely without having to use Havel's Ring or put too many points into endurance. I will be putting some points into endurance so that I can have decent stamina, but I don't feel as if I'm really running out of stamina so much anymore. When I was at, 15 endurance, yeah, I was feeling that, but at my current endurance, which I believe is at 25, isn't it? I believe my endurance is at 25. Yeah, at 25 endurance, I'm not feeling like I don't have enough endurance anymore, so at this stage, I'll just be, increasing my endurance enough to be able to fast roll with whatever armor set I choose. I don't feel like, for anything outside of equip load, I need to increase my endurance. So, there you go. I bid you all farewell, and I thank you all for watching. See you next time.